In the words of Jean-Luc Picard, in their collective state, the Borg are utterly without mercy, driven by one will alone, the will to conquer. They are beyond redemption, beyond reason. And then there's Captain Amosov of the Endeavor. It is my opinion that the Borg are as close as pure evil as any race we've ever encountered. Stated by Catherine Janeway in 2373 in the episode Scorpion. The Borg, a cybernetic humanoid from the Delta Quadrant that's linked together by one mind called the Borg Collective. They grow by assimilating other species and technology into their own. As a result of their actions, they're one of the most feared factions within the Star Trek universe. There are very few factions in the Star Trek universe that has the ability to stand up against the Borg, and a majority of them struggle to complete that one task. What I wonder, is there another faction out there from another sci-fi series that would have the ability to take on the Borg, and the one faction I can think of right now are the Replicators from Stargate. There's two kinds of Replicators from Stargate. The first species are a technological life form that takes the form of a bug-like structure and produces by consuming all available resources. The other species are the Asurians, who are an anamorph life form from the Pegasus galaxy. They were originally created to destroy the ancient enemies named the Wraith, but they were disregarded and destroyed by their creators due to their savagery. The Asurians that survived the attack grew in resentment, which just increased their savage instincts. When we're comparing the Replicators to the Borg, we'll mostly be comparing the bug-like Replicators, since they stand more of a chance of defeating the Borg than the human form Replicators. The human Replicators are highly intelligent and adaptable, but their strength mainly stems from their advanced ships, which makes them a huge target to the Borg. The Asurians use ancient ships or replicas during battles, and the most common ship we'll most likely see in this battle are their battleships. The Aurora-class battleship is originally created by the Atlanteans, and it was used in the war against the Wraith. It's also listed among one of the most advanced class ships ever created. The vessel is around 3,000 to 3,500 meters long, which makes the battleship around the same length as a Borg Cube. But what makes this vessel unique from the other vessels in Stargate? And those differences are its defenses and armaments. The battleship is defended by a Atlantean shield system, which is an extremely powerful shield that has the capability of withstanding extreme heat and multiple fire attacks from a Wraith ship. There's no doubt that these shields will be able to stand a fire attack from a Borg Cube, but only for a small period of time. The Borg weapons are far more superior than Wraith weapons due to the array of different kind of weapons the Borg assimilated over their years of conquest. The odds are the Atlantean shields would be unable to take or adapt to some of those weapons. It doesn't seem like their defense capabilities will be the dominant factor in their victory, so this only leaves us with one other capability, which is their armaments. The battleship is armed with drones and Atlantean pulse weapons. A drone weapon is a projectile that serves as the ancient's primary weapon. A single drone can destroy a fighter and is capable of penetrating shields depending on how advanced the technology is. The pulse weapon is a type of energy weapon which looks like a yellow bolt. It's an extremely powerful weapon that can damage a Wraith hive ship with only a few shots. The main question is, can these two weapons destroy a Borg Cube? The Borg are experts in adapting when it comes to energy weapons, so it probably won't take them long to adapt their shields against the pulse weapons, but the drones will probably take them a while to adapt to due to its power and ability to penetrate shields. Of course, the Borg shields will have to be weakened for the drones to be able to penetrate it, since the Borg shields are so advanced. When it comes down to it, a couple of destroyed cubes will not stop the Borg, but if a Borg drone beams over to a replicator battleship once they destroy the shields, it would mean the end for the Asurians. The drone will connect to the ship's system and pull all the information the Borg would need to destroy future vessels, while also assimilating the ship. The major issue left for the Borg would be what to do with the Asurians. I doubt the Borg would be able to assimilate them. Once Borg nanites enter the replicator system, it would be similar to fighting off a virus, which the replicators would win unless the Borg is able to inject enough nanites into their system. The odds are the Borg will take the technology that they want and destroy the remaining ships and replicators. Now this leads us to the bug replicators. This species of replicators would stand more of a chance since they also assimilate, but only technology. The Borg first encounter with this species would be very similar to how the Asgard first encountered them. The Borg would discover them on a planet and beam them on their ship for research. Once the bug escaped, the Borg would be unaware and helpless against them. Eventually, the replicators would start consuming the Borg ship and produce a new breed of replicators with Borg material. Luckily for the Borg, the cube does not have a central system, which means it would be a slow fight for the replicators to take over the ship. and they better hope the Borg decides not to self-destruct the cube, because this would mean the end for the Replicators. Once they take over the Borg ship, it would be a slow spread of infection, because the cube was most likely on a scouting mission and far away from Borg territory. The Replicators will most likely be interested in the Borg, and consider them a desirable faction to consume, similar to the Asgard, since both factions had very advanced technology. The Replicators will slowly start taking over Borg vessels the closer they get to the Borg territory. Eventually they will gain enough vessels to start being a major threat to the collective, forcing the Borg to send a fleet to destroy them. Assimilating will not be an option, only elimination. This battle would be intense, but at the end the Borg would be victorious, or so they thought. One of the few cubes that survived the battle had a few Replicators sneak their way onto a Borg cube. Once the collective realized what happened, the Borg vessels will turn on each other, trying to eliminate the infection. The Borg will start using massive bombs to eliminate the debris, to completely confirm that there wouldn't be any survivors, to make sure the Replicators were completely destroyed. The Borg collective will quarantine certain systems that have a high risk of having replicators. Monitoring systems will be placed on the outskirts to confirm that any replicators don't leave the system. There's too much of a risk of infection if a cube goes in there to destroy them. Quarantining them is the best solution for right now, until the Borg come up with a virus that's able to eliminate them. You're probably wondering why don't the Borg assimilate each replicator bug. Granted, this would be a great defense against them, but taking over a replicator does not mean you take control of the whole collective. In my opinion, the replicators will be able to reproduce and destroy the assimilated replicators at a faster rate than the Borg is able to assimilate them. Also, there's no way the Borg will be able to come up with a replicator disruptor, which was invented in the series, because the Borg are not known for inventing technology on their own, unless they assimilate a species that already has a built disruptor that's capable of severing replicator blocks apart. The Borg will win at the end, but will severely weaken them in the process of eliminating the replicators. Star Trek factions like the Federation will use the time to build up their defenses against the Borg, making it hard for them to grow their territory. The Borg will always have a higher chance of winning in this scenario, because they have the resources, technology, and the population to fight the replicators for a long period of time. Eventually they'll win due to their technology. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think the replicators would win, or the Borg? During my research, it seems like most fans think that the Borg would have the advantage. The only species that would stand a chance against the Borg would be the bug replicators. But there's so many possibilities in these kind of scenarios that the replicators could end up victorious in an alternate dimension. If you enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to click on the notification button to keep yourself updated with my channel. If you enjoy my content, then please follow me on my socials. And don't forget to check out these other two videos displayed on the screen. Thank you for watching Utopian Broadcast, and I'll see you next time on my channel. Thank you.